Welcome to this explainer. Most people think pregnancy begins the exact moment that little plastic stick shows a positive sign. Cue the happy tears, right? But medically speaking, the true preparation begins months earlier. Today, we're going to look at the medical reality of planning a healthy pregnancy and how taking control before conception changes absolutely everything. So let's be real. When does pregnancy actually begin? Sure, the biological clock might start at conception, but your proactive window? That opens up well before that. Look, medicine can't promise absolute perfection, but there is a massive amount of agency future parents have. You can take concrete steps right now to significantly increase the chances of a healthier mother and a healthier child, essentially taking charge of the process before it even technically begins. And this is the paradigm shift we really need to make. Bringing a child into the world isn't just some biological surprise you simply react to. It's a major life change. A truly planned pregnancy means consciously optimizing your health, your lifestyle, your environment, and even your finances, long before conception. It's all about being proactive rather than just reacting to a positive test.
Think about it like this. Imagine someone told you, in 9 months, you'll receive a brand new car. If someone handed you the keys to a ridiculously expensive car arriving in 9 months, you wouldn't just sit there. You'd clear out their garage, check your insurance, maybe learn how to drive a stick shift. A baby is infinitely more precious than a car and definitely deserves at least that same level of frantic, proactive preparation.
Since a baby deserves our absolute best, here's our 5-part proactive blueprint for future parents. First, your medical starting line. Second, folic acid and medications. Third, everyday habits and lifestyle. Fourth, environment, heat, and pets. And finally, the ultimate goal.
Okay, let's jump right into part 1, your medical starting line.
Before conception, you absolutely need a baseline. We're talking blood tests, urine tests, evaluating any existing conditions. It's essentially like running full diagnostics before you hit the road. But here's a crucial and honestly often overlooked step: the dentist. Pregnancy fundamentally changes the body, and managing dental emergencies while pregnant is notoriously tricky. So get those teeth checked and cleaned as step 1. Another huge part of this starting line is vaccination. Doctors need to verify your immunity against infections like rubella, chickenpox, and hepatitis B. And we check these early because immunity actually needs time to fully develop in your body. You're basically building a medical force field before the baby even exists, starting the pregnancy with the strongest protection possible. Timing can also be a super fascinating strategic factor here. During pregnancy, a mother passes important protective antibodies directly to her baby. So a baby born right before the winter virus season might actually enter those cold months fully equipped with more protection from maternal antibodies. Now, you shouldn't stress about timing it perfectly to the calendar, but when you have the luxury of planning, these seasonal factors are an amazing pro tip to consider. Moving right along to part 2, folic acid and medications. 400. That's 400 micrograms, which is the magic daily recommendation of folic acid for many women planning a pregnancy. You want to start taking this well before conception because it's the ultimate defense against early fetal development issues. Think of it like putting premium oil in the engine before taking a car out on a cross-country trip. And of course, personal medical advice is key here, since individual health needs can totally vary. And speaking of medical advice, if you take medications for things like chronic conditions, allergies, or high blood pressure, don't just quit cold turkey. The goal isn't to abruptly stop treatment. The goal is to work with your doctor to find the safest plan going forward. Some medications are perfectly fine to continue, while others definitely need to be carefully swapped out before you even try to conceive. All right, part 3, everyday habits and lifestyle. Look, you don't need to suddenly train for an Ironman to prepare for a baby. It's really about moderate, everyday maintenance. Taking the stairs, balancing your diet, ditching the cigarettes, that is what builds a healthier engine. Just moving during your workday instead of sitting for hours on end does absolute wonders for your overall health and gets your body ready for the physical demands ahead. Let's talk about alcohol for a second. For women, heavy drinking is incredibly dangerous for fetal development. But guys, listen up, you are not off the hook here. Regular heavy drinking significantly reduces sperm quality. Total moderation is a team sport. If controlling it is a struggle for either partner, it's a clear sign to stop completely and seek support well before starting a family. Which brings us to part 4, environment, heat, and pets. I see so many future parents absolutely panic about having cats because they've heard these terrifying rumors about toxoplasmosis. The reality is heavily misunderstood. Most people who already live with cats have encountered this and developed immunity long ago by simply maintaining good hygiene, keeping the home clean, and avoiding unnecessary exposure. Like having someone else handle the litter box, having a pet is usually not a problem at all. And what about the whole sauna debate? Well, for the guys, occasional heat is generally fine for your fertility. But for pregnant women, it's a hard pass. Extreme heat and spiking body temperatures during early pregnancy are highly dangerous for fetal development. So while moderate physical activity is great, getting overheated in saunas, hot tubs, or scorching environments just has to be completely avoided.
And that leads us to our final section, part 5, the ultimate goal.
Always remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is preparation. Medicine can never promise a flawless outcome, but by getting your house in order, checking your vaccines, and optimizing your habits, you are literally stacking the deck in your baby's favor. A healthy pregnancy is a full family event, and it starts long before that test turns positive.
Your child's future truly begins before birth. So, I want you to look at your lifestyle right now, today, and ask yourself, how will you prepare your starting line? Take that first proactive step. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this helps you approach your future family planning with clarity and a whole lot of confidence.